What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel as well as on Twitch, so make sure you come by and say hello. This video is also brought to you by my music, which is available anywhere you stream music under the name Aftersound, and I do have a new song out recently called Tides, so check it out. Let me know what you think, and I appreciate the support. All right, guys, I've done a lot of videos talking about, the flywheel or the pause of the flywheel or why I think the proposal is good and SPS and DEC, blah, blah, blah. But one thing that I want to just cover real quick is why the team actually needs DEC. And so therefore we've seen multiple proposals, right, going all the way back to obviously the Rebellion one, well, no, we had the Rebellion one, then we had the Conclave Arcana one, there's a Hall of Legends, all these proposals to give the team more DEC. And I just want to make sure everybody understands why the team needs DEC and why it is actually good for them to be receiving it from the DAO. Now, is it great? Is this the most ideal scenario and how things should be operating? No, absolutely not. There's a lot of inefficiency here, but it's not the team's fault, and that's what I want to get into for a second. Now, understand, and I just want to put this as a caveat, I didn't hear this from the team, right? And I'm not speaking on behalf of the team. In fact, I don't even know if this is how it works exactly. I'm just trying to put all the logical pieces together if I was Matt running a business and running into this situation, right? So if somebody knows how this is actually going or wants to loop in Dave or somebody who's willing to share this, I would be more than happy to correct my assumption here. But again, my assumption is not a negative one. It's a practical one. It's a logical one. We're going to walk through exactly why we are in this situation right now. So I want to make this very easy. We're going to use some easy numbers here. And what I want to talk through is anytime somebody swipes their credit card, whether you or I swipe our credit card, we get credits in the game, right? And then the team, whenever we spend those credits, has to spend out on the back end, right? They have to pay out the back end transactions. So let's say, for example, I swipe my credit card, you swipe your credit card, and you get like $100 worth of credits, right? And you now have that $100 worth of credits. You can go and spend that in the game. Let's say you go and spend it on the secondary market. You're buying a bunch of cards or land or something like that, right? So here's the thing. You swiped your card. You were given $100 worth of value. And when you go and spend that $100 worth of value, the team will need to pay out the appropriate amount on the back end. Yes, there's going to be some fees. Some of it is burned. Some of it the team receives, right? I don't know the full numbers of it, but just go with me here for a second, right? To make the numbers easy, let's just forget about how much the team is earning back from that, because I don't even know if it's significant enough, and especially not if it's we're getting a significant amount from fiat, right? And so this is where exactly I want to go with it. So you swipe your credit card, $100. Right off the bat, you have $100 worth of value that you can spend, but the credit card fees are roughly like 3%, right? It's like 2 something plus change or whatever, but we'll just round up to 3%. So the team has $97 to now pay out the $100 of transactions that you're going to have, right? They're going to have to do the back-end transactions of your $100, but they only have $97. That's just right off the bat, okay? On top of that, you have to understand that the $97 are USD sitting in a fiat bank account. It's not sitting in DEC, which means that you would need to somehow get that from US dollars into DEC on the Hive blockchain, specifically within the Splinterlands, the layer 2. I'm not sure which way the team does it or what is the most cost-effective way. Maybe they have some cheaper, easier ways to do it. But if it was me, and I'm just looking at one of the routes that was set up recently as one of the easiest routes, is going through Base, right? Using Coinbase, using the Base chain, getting SPS, and then transferring that in game. So let's just simply look at that. You're starting now, again, not with $100, but with $97. You put that $97, you transfer it from your bank to Coinbase, and you convert it to USDC. Now, that's a nice conversion. You get 1-to-1, right? So your 97 USD becomes 97 USDC. Then you withdraw it to your wallet on Base. Transferring USDC is free, so that's cool. You swap it for SPS. There's your first fee. Then, once you have SPS, you then have to transfer it in game, and we know that the base bridge has like a 0.2% fee or something like that. Again, small fees, right? Small fees, but 0.2% fee, so there's your fee number 2. So now it's sitting in the Splinterlands account on the Splinterlands game, but it's sitting in SPS. So once again, you have to go into Tribal Dex or BSwap or whatever it is, swap SPS for DEC. There's your third fee, right? Now, maybe they can get away with playing the game on Hive Engine if they have a lot of liquidity and they can try to, set some limit orders or whatever the case is. But that requires time, effort, and energy from somebody to minimize or reduce one of the fees there. I'm going to say, just for the simplicity of it, it's a 0.25% fee. So there you go, fee number 3. So I don't know what all those fees add up to, but all I'm saying is that you start with $100. Immediately off the bat, you're down to 97. And then you have another, 3 potential fees that come into play. Again, I could be wrong on this. I'm just kind of guessing just to make the numbers easy. Let's say all of that combines to make another 1 or 2%. So my whole point is that you have 3% credit card fee, and then you combine all the other fees, and that equals like another 2% of whatever the total is. So that's $95, right? That's $95. So for every $100 that is being spent or charged via credit card or whatever, that the team is only receiving $95. And you look at that and you're like, okay, well, it's 5%, $5. Like, that's maybe just the cost of doing business. That a team has to like find a way around that or whatever the case is. But like, we're talking about this at scale potentially. You look at the Conclave Arcana sale, and I think that's like over 4 billion DEC. So at PEG, like, just to make the numbers easy, that's $4 million. $4 million, $2 million of which the team received. Now, I know a lot of that was probably in DEC already, so that's cool. But let's say a good percentage of that came in from credits, right? Maybe a large amount came in from credits, especially if DEC was close to PEG at that point. People were just swiping their credit card. So the team receives $2 million. 5% of that is $100K, $100,000. I mean, that's somebody's salary. That's, probably a couple months of server fees, administrative costs. I mean, I don't know what it is, but 100,000 is 100,000. And here's the sad part. That money is not even being spent on anything. It's not providing value anywhere. It's literally just being lost to fees, to credit card fees, swap fees, transfer fees, bridge fees, right? Like that. That is where the real problem lies. So in seeing the team consistently needing DEC, I hate the fact that they're going in, having to raid the DAO. I think it would be way easier, way better for them to just burn that burn that SPS, right? Buy SPS, burn it off the market. I mean, again, that still would incur a fee, right? Because there's a 0.5% fee, I think, for burning SPS for DEC. Or 0.25, whatever the numbers are. Either way, there's still a fee. None of this is for free. So my whole point is that the team is constantly going to be in this hole, and I don't know what the fix is for that. They need to have DEC to pay out these transactions on the back end. I think it's great that they have a steady income stream of DEC, whether it's coming in from, the fees for transactions. But again, that's not going to be large enough. And when we look at major events, major sales like the Conclave Arcana launch, like potentially even this upcoming launch, if let's say SPS gets too high and people start buying in DEC, like all of that leads to the same thing, right? All of it leads to the same thing where it's just, we're going to have a lot of DEC out in circulation. The team is going to be recirculating a lot of DEC. And so I don't know how to solve this problem. I'm just trying to make sure everybody understands why it is that the team has this. And, hopefully there will be a way to refine it in the future. And once again, I put the disclaimer out there that I may not be looking at this the correct way. I do not know exactly how the team operates internally when it comes to doing all of this stuff. So if they're doing it a different way, please do let me know and correct me. I'm just doing this from a logical perspective of how I would if I was running the business in Matt or Dave's shoes, right? And it's a lot. It's a lot. You would be losing out on a lot of fees. So finding ways in which they can get DEC is something that finding creative ways in which they can get DEC is an asset, right? And so when you reframe all of the different ways in which they have said, hey, we're going to create a new set. We're going to create a new X, Y, and Z. We're going to create a new, Hall of Legends. We're going to do promo cards. We're going to do mini set, Conclave Arcana Rebellion, and you just pay us in DEC and we'll do a revenue share. That is a creative way for them to do it. Is it the best way? I don't know, right? Long term, because I just hate the fact that the DAO keeps, recirculating this DEC out there. It kind of sucks. right? It does really kind of suck. But maybe we'll get to a point where, you know, the DAO doesn't have any more DEC, or and this would be better, the DAO has stable coins in which it can go out and buy SPS off the marketplace and burn for DEC. But if we have that DEC in the DAO, there's always going to be that risk there. And I'll make a separate video about, you know, DEC in the DAO because this is something that I go back and forth on about. But I just wanted to make sure that I put this out there for you guys. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But that is all I have for you guys in the video. I'll catch you all in the next one and see you around the game. Take care.